Hey guys, in this video we are going to discuss 4 exercises you guys can do to help with hand independence. A lot of times it's a very tough thing for new piano players, doing 2 different things with each hand. So I got 4 exercises lined up for you that you can start today to help with that. Okay, now the notes that we're going to play are actually going to be very simple so that you can focus on the hand independence and dexterity. Let's get started. Alright guys, so first things first is we're going to learn the notes for all of the exercises, okay? Very simple here. We're going to stick to our C major 5-fingered position, which means that both hands are going to be playing the same 5 notes. C, D, E, F, and G without any crossovers. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with right hand, and then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 with the left hand. Okay, that's going to be the first set of notes. Okay, so if you need to practice this, go ahead and practice this a little bit before we start with the exercises. Okay, and you can repeat that over and over again. The second set of notes that we're going to do is we're just going to outline the C major chord. So C, E, and G, E, G, and just arpeggiated through just like this. E, C, E, G, E, C. Okay, these notes are I'm keeping them very simple so that you can focus on what your hands are doing. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into exercise number 1. All right, guys, exercise number 1. Exercise number 1 is going to be a legato staccato contrast. Okay, so what we're going to do is our left hand is going to play legato, meaning smooth and connected. So let's listen to what that sounds like. Okay. Okay, and you can repeat that over and over again. Eventually, I do want you to, but I want to talk about what the staccato means. Staccato means short and separated. And what I want you to be thinking about is this needs to be as short as you can possibly make it. Think the game hot potato. Hot, 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 hot. Okay. Now, what's really important about staccato is staccato, and like imagine when you're playing hot potato, right? Hot potato, you're not allowed to like hit the ball, right? You're not allowed to go hit it, right? You have to catch it and then release it. Okay, catch and then release as quickly as you can because it's hot, obviously. Okay, imagine that you have to catch it, which means you need to touch the key before you play it. Always touch the key and then pull up with your hand. Touch the key, up. Touch the key, up. Touch the key, up. Okay? Imagine always making sure that you're actually physically touching the top of the key before you play. And you're pulling straight up with your hand, straight up with the note. Okay? That's a true staccato. Make sure that we don't hit the keys like this. We're not hitting the keys like that. We're not just slapping the keys, okay? So let's see what this sounds like. Legato, staccato. Let's listen to it. Ooh, I played the wrong notes. Let's do it again. And notice as I'm playing the staccatos, I'm trying to make bigger motions so you can see, but I'm hitting them and then I'm moving right back to the keys, right? And I want you to see that. Now, when you actually do the staccatos, you don't need to move quite that high, but you're always going right back down to the key. Okay? Make sure that we try to focus on working that staccato. That's a very tricky technique. And as you start playing faster, a lot of times it turns into, people turn it into this kind of pecking thing. And it's not quite that kind of a touch, okay? So we did that with a 5-tone scale. Let's do that with the chord, the C, E, and G. So let's try that. So we're going to do legato with the left hand, and I recommend starting with it and then adding in staccatos. Okay, we're working hand independent, so what's really important is you play all of the notes at the exact same time. Don't play one and then it's really easy to separate the hands if you play them at two different times. So make sure that they're the exact same time. The attack of the note is at the exact same time of each other. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to number 2. All right, guys, exercise number 2. And we're going to take exercise number 1 and flip it around. Okay, so now this time, legato is going to be with our right hand, and staccato is going to be with our left hand. So we're going to get the right hand started with our legato, and we're going to add in the left hand. Here we go. Staccato, staccato. Okay, again, keeping these ones really grounded. Don't let them come up as the left hand plays the staccato. And again, up and back down. Always touching the keys. Okay, and same thing with the chord. Legato, get it started with the right hand first. You might have to do it a couple times, but then add in that left hand. And then release, okay? Practice these two things. Very, very important to do for hand independence. Okay, guys? Let's go ahead and move on to exercise number 3. All right, guys. Exercise number 3. We did staccato, legato, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do dynamic contrast with our hands, okay? So number 3 is going to consist of playing the left hand as softly as we possibly can. Okay, let's try that. Just focus on getting it softer. And even if you start loud and then you try to work your way to getting it as soft as you can, just try to get it as soft as soft. Okay, and that's why we play these things nice and slow, because you want to focus on getting it nice and soft. Okay, now the right hand is going to be in direct contrast, so we're going to play this loud. As loud as you can play with the right hand. Okay, now this is going to be difficult to do. So really focus on doing one hand at a time and then trying to add in the other hand. Okay, so let's take a listen to what this sounds like, okay? I'm going to play it one time soft, just to kind of get my pianos, my soft. And then I'm going to add in the right hand. Here we go. Okay, you guys should be able to hear that my right hand is much, much louder than my left hand. Okay, very important contrast to practice. This happens in your music all the time. If the melody's not in your left hand needs to be softer, and your right hand needs to be louder anyway. For a lot of, especially a lot of beginning music, that's the case. Like, let's say I was playing. I don't want my left hand to be as loud. We want my left hand to be softer, right? Right, so this is something that happens in music all the time, so we just need to focus on this already anyway. Why not put it into a simple exercise? Now, the same thing with the C arpeggio. Playing this as soft as you can. Get it started, and then right hand. Okay, and practice that. That is exercise number 3. Let's take a look at exercise number 4. All right, guys. The final exercise of this video is the exact opposite of number 3. Okay, so this time we're going to play our right hand, same 5 notes, as soft as we can play. Adding the left hand as loud as you can play. Okay. Now, oftentimes when people try to do this, as soon as they play this nice and soft, they do it perfectly. And then all of a sudden, when they add in that right hand, the left hand, they kind of start playing both of them almost at the same volume. They try so hard to separate, but it's actually very difficult. So really, really practice this. One of the things that you can do is you can actually practice this on your leg. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to go ahead and close this for a second. Okay, and I'm just going to do it here on my piano top. I'm not going to be as aggressive as I would on my leg because I love this thing. But what we're going to do is we're just going to tap our right hand as soft as we can. At the same tempo, we're going to hit our left hand much harder. Okay? Can you hear that? What I'm doing is I'm hitting my left hand, and you should do this on your leg to really kind of feel it. But you're doing them at the same tempo. Tap, 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 tap. A lot of times when I have people start with the right hand at a tap, what happens is as soon as they lift up that left hand, their hand already comes up because they haven't been able to separate their hands yet. It's kind of like doing the rubbing your tummy and tapping your head, right? It's two different things, but now we're talking about dynamics. And I recommend trying that both directions. Trying it on your leg, doing your left hand soft, and tapping your right leg pretty hard, and then tapping your right leg soft, and then trying to do it with your left hand. Very, very tricky exercise, and oftentimes this one's just really, really tough to do. So that's why we take these simple scale patterns, okay? Let's do the same thing with our C major arpeggio. So we're just going to play our C, E, and G as soft as we can. Now, and one way to check if you're actually hitting the note, sometimes when people do this, they don't hit the note quite hard enough and the note doesn't actually sound. But you can check by letting go of your heavy hand and seeing if that note's still ringing, okay? Those are 4 very, very good exercises for you to practice to really build hand independence, to help with that hand independence. One staccato, legato, switch hands, then dynamics, piano, forte, soft, loud, and switch hands, okay? 2 very simple patterns. I hope this was helpful for you, okay? If you haven't done so already, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Hit the little notification bell so you get alerted when I release a new video. And please make sure to hit that thumbs up. Like the video. It really helps this video reach a larger audience. I appreciate you guys' support, and thank you for being here. And I'll see you guys next time.